Should you draft Stephon Diggs in fantasy football this year? Well, let's talk about it. Stephon Diggs is a lot like a racehorse that's on his last leg, but he's coming back to try and win one last race. Diggs finished last year as the wide receiver 59. He's currently going as the wide receiver 42 and the 87th overall player. Diggs tore his ACL last year, and now coming into this year, he's on a new team, and he has injury concerns. And injury concerns are always gross to deal with because it's so hard to tell when the player is going to be back. Not on the field, but when they're going to be back to not like 85-90%. Because Diggs could be on the field week 1, but the question is he going to be on the field in a capacity that allows him to actually perform? From what I've looked at, I looked at some Twitter doctors, and from what they've said, they say that Diggs says he's going to be on the field week 1. They say that at minimum, Diggs, if he's feeling good, should probably be, 85-90% by, start of October. So, he might be a little slow to start. If you draft Stephon Diggs, he might be a little slow to start. He might take until, week 4 or 5 to really hit his stride, because he's also in a new offense. He left the Texans, went to the Patriots. And, I like this move for Stephon Diggs. He was pretty productive on the Texans last year, but now he's coming into an offense where there's just no one. Like, Jalen Polk last year we wanted Jalen Polk to be the guy. He wasn't that guy. Demario Douglas is okay. I think he's already hit. I don't think Demario Douglas has any upside left. I think he's just an okay receiver. Hunter Henry is your prototypical, few catches a game tight end. And I think that in this offense, Diggs is the clear top dog. And I think that because, even with the injury, any concerns about the injury are kind of offset by he's now the top dog in the offense. If he's still on the Texans, I'd be like, no, whoa, we are not drafting Stephon Diggs on a team containing Nico Collins. But in an offense where he's the top dog, even if he starts a little slow, he should establish himself as the number one guy. And at least in PPR, he should get enough targets where even if he's not efficient, even if he's a little washed, in PPR, I think he's a smash pick because I think he's just going to get a shit ton of receptions. And I think that's just going to balloon his point total to the point where he's fantasy relevant. And again, he's going in the 8th round as a wide receiver 4. He's a high-end wide receiver 4 right now. So he's a guy who you don't even have to start in your flex. You can bench this guy and see if he's a high upside pick. I think Diggs is a guy who has the chance to jump from a wide receiver 4 to a wide receiver 2 if everything breaks right, and the injury isn't that big of a deal, and he establishes himself in this new upcoming Patriots offense. So I think I'm going to give him a grade of B because I think he has a lot of upside that can be tapped into.